I know it's here somewhere. Finally. Oh, it's time for the doctor. You're listening to Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. Take it away, Doctor.
Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon, is brought to you this week by Roku. Well, it's that time again, and the doctor is in. It's time for another Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon netcast. And this week, we've got more stuff. Less stuff than if it were a week where there was no vacation time. Because even though I have time, you know, on vacation to, like, do stuff, like blog and so forth, there's not as much to blog about. Because other folks are also taking vacation off, including the people who make news. I personally don't make much news. I'm not on the news. I'm not talked about in, you know, the tech publications either. I'm stealthy that way. They don't know what's up with me. Good thing. Yes. Okay. We are proud members of the Tech Podcast Network, techpodcast.com. If it's tech, it's right here on Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. Yes, we do tech. Very much, often, quite a bit. We're techie. Not tacky. Techie. Okay. First item. DreamWorks open sources their animation tool. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you've seen the commercials, but there's a new movie coming out. I just saw that the movie title that I have here in my article is misspelled. I hate it when I do that. I reverse the A and the U. It should be Rise of the Guardians, and it's Rise of the Guardians. Yes, I will fix that. So by the time you go and look at the article, you'll go, I don't see it misspelled, because I'll have fixed it. Yes. The beauty of it being computery. Anyway. So, they have this new Rise of the Guardians movie with Santa Claus. I'm kind of partial to Santa Claus. Don't know why. Anyway. And the Easter Bunny, played by Wolverine. Gotta love that. Okay, it's not really Wolverine. It's the guy who played Wolverine. But you might as well say it's played by Wolverine because he plays the Easter Bunny like an action hero. Never really thought of the Easter Bunny as an action hero. You know what I'm saying? Just me. Santa Claus now? Yes. Okay, I can see that. Sandman, no. Just saying. But anyway, I digress. The point is that they have a movie called Rise of the Guardians, and it is awesome in terms of the animation quality. And it's because they created this new software. Oh, and they've open sourced it. That's what's amazing to me. They spent all the money, time, effort, energy developing it, and then they said, let's give it away. Which is cool. It's the spirit of open source. It's the benefit of all mankind. Yes. Gotta love that. So anyway, it is now free and open source. It's called OpenVDB. It is a tool used to create volumetric 3D effects like smoke, poof, smoke, and other fluffy things. It was used on both Puss in Boots and Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. The studio's hope is that by making OpenVDB free, it will eventually become an industry standard, which ends up benefiting us, DreamWorks' David Prescott told the Wall Street Journal. The plan to go open source was originally announced this summer and according to DreamWorks' David Lipton, OpenVDB allows special effects teams to, quote, overcome the memory limitations to which other data formats are subject. Just don't expect animation houses to start making all its tools so readily available. There's other stuff we've developed in-house that we're like, no, you're not getting that. So they're not quite as beneficent as it might seem. And it's like they say, they have reasons for wanting to, you know, bestow it upon the world. But, you know, cool. I'm glad they're open sourcing it. That's awesome. Before we go to our next item, let's take a moment to talk about our sponsor. Our sponsor this week is Roku. Taking a little break from GoToMeeting because it's the holiday and they said, don't talk about us during the holiday. So I'm not talking about them. Okay? They're on vacation. They get to take a vacation. Anyway, Roku, though, has an awesome deal. Here's what I want you to do. Go to the Dr. Bill website, drbill.tv. Look on the right-hand side column, and there's an ad there for Roku. Click on that ad. You say, Dr. Bill, can't I just go to Roku.com directly? You could, but it wouldn't help the doctor. And you want to help me, don't you? I look like Santa Claus. Yes. I'll put you on the good list. Anyway, click on the ad there on the right-hand column, and it will take you to Roku. And here's the thing about Roku. Right now is the time to buy a Roku box. You get 20% off certain Roku boxes. Actually, the high-end ones that have lots of features. And the other thing is, on all different versions, you get this, ready? Free shipping! I'm so excited! Yes! I ordered one for a friend of mine because it was such a good time to do so. And you know what I did? Yes, I clicked on my own little ad there. So I got credit for the sale to myself. That's sneaky of me. But nobody said I wasn't sneaky. You know? I don't think I've ever been called beneficent either. But just saying. Maybe, I don't know. Don't remember it, but hey. Anyway, please do that. Because like I said, this is the awesomest, best time to get a Roku box. The whole Black Friday pre-Christmas thing is going on. So, there you go. Okay, next item. Windows 8 App Store is adding more apps. Good thing for an App Store to do, add some apps. Windows 8 will add 7,000 apps, not ads, apps. They have ads, actually. Much to a lot of folks' chagrin. They do have ads in there. That's not good. But not what I'm talking about. 7,000 apps in 2 weeks so that it passes the 20,000 app mark level thing. And of those 20,000, almost 18,000 are free. Dude, that's pretty cool. But sadly, there are some people who are not that thrilled with Windows 8 apps. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But right now, whoa! We have the Geek Software of the Week. Geek Software of the Week this week, wow, is ZeroPC. ZeroPC is software, but it's also a website, and it's also cloud-based, and it's just, you know, it's a lot of stuff all in one thing. Yes, you thought I was going to say thing, but I didn't. I tricked you. Yes, indeed. ZeroPC allows you to manage your personal cloud. Turn your browser into a desktop PC. It's your content navigator for the cloud. I'm reading the headlines here in the article. And allows you to collect, view, and share your photo moments. Yes. And I was so interested in it that I decided, why don't we do a little walkthrough of ZeroPC. So let's do that right now. Today we want to look at ZeroPC Cloud Desktop. We're going to do a demo here. And the first thing we need to do at the ZeroPC site is to log in to my account, which I have set up previously. So we're logging in now, and you notice it loads a desktop. Now this is really interesting because basically this looks like a Windows 7 or Windows XP, probably more like a Windows XP with the green grass and the clouds here, desktop. But if you notice down here in the corner, you have apps, you have local apps coming off your PC, you have web apps, programs, media, sharing, and settings. Excuse me. And you have various things, even Angry Birds. I mean, come on. Think Free Office. This is really interesting. This is a Java-based, web-based Office product, Think Free Office. And if you click on it, it will run right here from your desktop. And it will, as you notice up here, it's loading. And it will present you with a word processor that looks remarkably like Microsoft Word. And it is, in fact, Microsoft Word compliant. So this is a test. And if I want to bold something just like I would in a normal word processor, I would do that. I can come up here and select a different font. Let's pick something a little more mundane like Arial. And then if I want to save it, I can actually come over here and save the document both to the desktop here or ZeroPC My Storage. And you notice it automatically creates it as a Microsoft Word document. You have other choices of documents such as a PDF and so forth that you can save it as. But you basically have, you can even save it to your local PC. Now this is my Windows 8 laptop that I could save it to here, my data drive, which is D, network drives that I have set up, like our file server here at the house, all kinds of things that it would allow me to do. So essentially I have an office suite built right in here, and the same thing is true of Excel or other options within Think Free Office. So that's pretty neat. Also, there's a universal inbox which allows you to consolidate your email. This is showing my email from various sources. You could consolidate different email accounts there. Save videos. Basically, think of it as an aggregator on the web of all the various things you may connect to, Dropbox or any of your other services that you may want to connect to. But the idea here is a paradigm of a computer desktop that you're familiar with, and yet it's all web-based. There's nothing running locally here. I can run a text editor that's just like a notebook. So basically I've got pretty much what you would have on a desktop computer, yet it's on the web. So as you might imagine, the idea is you can consolidate all your services into this one desktop, and no matter what computer you're on, even if you're at a friend's house or you're at an internet cafe or whatever, you can actually run this desktop as your main desktop. So it's an interesting idea, and I wanted to show it to you because I think this may be the direction that we're heading, such that eventually there won't be a local PC so much as a local terminal that you use to access your desktop in the cloud. And that's what the idea of this is. The other thing is, obviously, for devices that don't have a typical desktop like this with an office suite and so forth, like a tablet or your phone or some other device, you could use this desktop because there's various clients available for all those types of devices, and you could have, again, one consolidated desktop. So it's kind of neat. So We'll log off. That'll take us back to our login. And that's our demo of ZeroPC. There you go, ZeroPC. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? Have a whole desktop right there in your web browser. I like it. I'm still not... I'm not fully convinced that I should use it all the time, but I can see purposes for it, so cool. All right, last item on the blog this week. The Brits don't care much for Windows 8. Okay, keeping a stiff upper lip, the Brits vote is in. They're not so interested in Windows 8. However, they might buy a Windows 8 tablet. In other words, the Windows 8 operating system. They did a survey in England and found that only 13.5% said they are very likely to upgrade their Microsoft OS. 25.1% said they would be quite likely. Very likely, quite likely. So basically about 50%, actually less than 50%, said they were even upgrading and interested in upgrading at all. The rest of them said, Windows 7's fine. So not exactly good news for Microsoft, except the part that they were kind of interested in tablets. Microsoft-based tablets, like Surface. Right. Okay. Geek Wisdom! Wrong cover. Geek! I'm tapping the wrong side! I'm so confused! Geek Wisdom! The sacred teachings of nerd culture. This week's entry is some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. That, of course, is Batman from the movie Batman. Interesting how that worked out. That was from 1966. This is the campy, kind of dumb Batman that we all loved back in the 60s. Yes. I used to love to come home and catch Batman on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I always remember it was Tuesdays and Thursdays. Join us same bat time, same bat channel. It's cool. I enjoyed it. Anyway, let's see what the author of the book here says. Truer words have never been spoken, you know. Of course, you'd never expect Batman to have a problem disposing of a bomb. The man has a handmade tool belt that navigates a submarine, for crying out loud. But this is the Adam West version we're talking about. Of all the Batman incarnations, this deliberately cartoonish take on the savior of Gotham ruined Batman's street cred with the other superheroes for decades afterward. You can see that he was quite embarrassed. Anyway, it's comforting in its own way to think that even if we can't have sound effect bubbles when we head out for capers, we can at least relate to Batman every time we have an explosive situation that can't be easily dismissed. Figuratively, we hope. It's understandable that sometimes a situation is more than you can clean up. The world is a tricky place. And superhero nuts, sometimes you just can't make a problem go away. You remember how he kept trying to throw the bomb away, and you know there was like a nun, and then there was like a little old lady, and he just kept, and then there was a lady with a baby carriage. I mean, he just couldn't get rid of this bomb. It was about to blow up. Oh, it was just so stupid. And now for the fine print. Whoa. Legendary ham Adam West and legendary ham William Shatner appeared together in the early 1960s pilot for the would-be television adventures of Alexander the Great. I cannot imagine that. Alas, it didn't happen, and we had to settle for Kirk and Batman. What? Adam West and William Shatner together in the same show about Alexander the Great. What were they thinking? I'm amazed, but it didn't make it, which is reasonable. Whoa. Anyway, that'll do it for this week. Boy, will it. Join us again next time I want you to join us. I also want you to go click on the Roku ad. Do that and buy a Roku. I mean, talk about the perfect Christmas gift. Dude, awesome. Plus, you can connect to the private drbillbailey.net channel, and hopefully, fingers crossed, remember crossing the fingers and the crossing of the crossed fingers and the crossing of the arms and the whole 9 yards, that Roku will approve the craziness that is the Dr. Bill Show channel for the real channel store. Can you imagine infecting the masses with the Dr. Bill Show? Yes, my secret agenda: to take over the world. Think I'd make a good Bond villain? No? Okay. Anyway, remember, till next time, the doctor is out of here. Dr. Bill, the Computer Curmudgeon, is a production of drbillbailey.net with all the honors, rights, and privileges thereunto appertaining.